Good evening, my dear friends. We celebrate today the feast of Saint Stephen, Hungary. The Church is universal, but its expression is always affected for good or ill by local culture. There are no generic Christians. There are Mexican Christians, Polish Christians, Filipino Christians. This fact is evident in the life of Stephen, national hero and spiritual patron of Hungary. Born a pagan, he was baptized around the age of 10, together with his father, chief of the Magyars, a group who migrated to the new area in the 9th century. At age 20, he married Gisela, sister to the future emperor, Saint Henry. When he succeeded his father, Stephen adopted a policy of Christianization of the country for both political and religious reasons. He suppressed a series of revolts by pagan nobles and welded the Magyars into a strong national group. He asked the Pope to provide for the church's organization in Hungary, and also requested that the Pope confer the title of king upon him. He was crowned on Christmas Day in 1001. Stephen established a system of tithes to support churches and pastors and to relieve the poor. Out of every 10 towns, one had to build a church and support a priest. He abolished pagan customs with a certain amount of violence and commanded all to marry, except clergy and religious. He was easily accessible to all, especially the poor. In 1031, his son Emmerich died, and the rest of his days were embittered by controversy over his successor. His nephews attempted to kill him. He died in 1038 and was canonized along with his son in 1083. God's gift of holiness is a Christ-like love of God and humanity. Love must sometimes bear a stern countenance for the sake of ultimate good. Christ attacked hypocrites among the Pharisees, but died forgiving them. Paul excommunicated the incestuous man at Corinth that his spirit may be saved. Some Christians fought the Crusades with noble zeal, in spite of the unworthy motives of others. Today, after senseless wars, and with a deeper understanding of the complex nature of human motives, we shrink from any use of violence, physical or silent. This wholesome development continues as people debate whether it is possible for a Christian to be an absolute pacifist, or whether evil must sometimes be repelled by force. And as we quote the pastoral constitution on the church in the modern world, number 62, it says, although the church has contributed much to the development of culture, experience shows that because of circumstances, it is sometimes difficult to harmonize culture with Christian teaching. These difficulties do not necessarily harm the life of faith. Indeed, they can stimulate the mind to a more accurate and penetrating grasp of the faith. For recent studies and findings of science, history, and philosophy raise new questions which influence life and demand new theological investigations. Amen.